Hello all of you, this is Akshay Kumar. In this video, I would like to introduce about capital budgeting. The capital budgeting is the process of making investment decisions in long-term assets or course of action. Capital expenditure incurred today is expected to bring its benefits over a period of time. These expenditures are related to the acquisitions and improvement of fixed assets. Capital budgeting is the planning of expenditure and the benefits which spread over a number of years. It is the process of deciding whether or not to invest in a particular project as the investment possibilities. Any may not be rewarding. So capital budgeting is simply called as it is long-term investment making plan. Okay, for every business organizations or any national units. Now, coming to the definitions, according to Lynch, capital budgeting consists in planning development of available capital for the purpose of maximizing the long-term profitability of the concern. That means long-term profitability purpose we are using capital budgeting. So you know that capital budgeting means preparing financial decisions for long-term purpose that Lynch is explained in his particular definition. Now coming to the second person who's called James C. Van Horn. According to James C. Van Horn, the process of identifying, analyzing and selecting investment projects whose returns, that means cash flows, are expected to extend beyond 1 year. That means here we are identifying, analyzing and selecting the investment plans. Project means plans here. So that plans will bring you some cash inflows. By depend upon the cash inflows, you can decide whether the project is in control or are going to out of control. It only depends upon 1 year according to James C. Van Horn. The main objective of capital budgeting is establishing priorities. So establishing priorities means organization have different priorities because every organization try to develop their units in international level. So on that time they are establishing different priorities, whether I can introduce this mission, whether I want to make a new unit or not. So they are going to take many decisions about establishing a business unit. So under situation, capital budgeting techniques mainly used to those organizations who want to develop their business units. And second one is cash planning. So cash planning means after establishment of business organization, we need to make more plans about how to allocate funds in different activities of a business organization. So cash planning priorities is also we can easily trace down by capital budgeting techniques. And next one, construction planning. So if I want to develop any constructional projects or any new projects in my existing business organization, so is it right decision or wrong decision? To explain it, also capital budgeting mostly used to every business organization. And next, eliminate duplications. For example, in your project, any project will be reducing your profit. You can eliminate that by applying capital budgeting decisions. And finally, revising plans. What are the project you are entered? Is the project is profitable or not? So to take decision in the particular plans, the capital budgeting is used. So these are the main objectives of capital budgeting and also the investment decisions. Now coming to the capital budgeting process, that means decision process. The capital budgeting process is depends upon the investment decisions what organization is going to take. So the process is capital budgeting is as follows, such as project generation, project evaluation, project selection, project execution. Now coming to the project generation. Project generation. In the project generation, the company has to identify the proposals to be undertaken depending upon its future plans of activities. After identification of the proposals, they can be grouped according to the following categories. The categories are replacement of equipment, expansion, diversification, and finally research and development. Now coming to the replacement of equipment, in this case the existing outdated equipment and machinery may be replaced by purchasing new and modern equipment. Expansion, the company can go for increase additional capacity in the existing product line by purchasing additional equipment. Now coming to the diversification, the company can diversify its product line by way of producing various products and entering into different markets. For this purpose, it has to acquire the fixed assets to enable producing new products. Research and development, where the company can go for installation of research and development doing by incurring heavy expenditure with a view of innovative new methods of production, new products, etc. After completion of project generation, the second step is about project evaluation. So project evaluation is, this project evaluation involves in two steps. Those are estimation of benefits and cost. It must be measured in terms of cash flows. The second one is selection of an appropriate criterion to judge the desirability of the project. After project evaluation, the next step is about project selection. There is no standard administrative procedure for approving the investment decisions. The screening and selection procedure would differ from firm to firm due to lot of importance of capital budgeting decisions. The final approval of a project generally rests on the top management of the company. Sometimes top management may delegate authority to approve certain types of investment proposals. The top management may do so by limiting the amount of cash outlay, prescribing the selection criteria, and holding the lower management levels accountable the results. So after project selection, the next step execution. In the project execution, the top management or the project execution committee is responsible for effective utilization of funds allocated for the projects. It must see that the funds are spent in accordance with the appropriate made in the capital budgeting plan. So this is about capital budgeting. So after all the process, the capital budgeting is mainly focusing on capital budgeting techniques. So all these techniques I'll be going to explain in my next video. Please be watching.